Hello, everybody. Thank you, my brothers, for your expression of adoration for Grandma. And I'm going to serve today as a bookend for our tributes and articulate a little bit more about what Tim had shared in the beginning. And thank you all for your generosity of time and your patience as we gather together in our place of worship here together. We're celebrating a remarkable woman, a life of a woman who has touched the hearts of likely many of you. She was the beacon of love, compassion, and selflessness, a living example of Jesus' teachings. And through these last moments of our tributes, I know it would be Grandma's desire that you experience a glimmer of the living hope that she had, that you be invigorated with God's goodness and grace, and that you be touched by the words of the prayer that she would pray. When you learned about my grandma's age, you may have been amazed with the length of time she lived on the earth, or perhaps perplexed while doing the math about how many world wars she experienced, how many pandemics she's gone through, or impressed with the distinguished careers she had. But for me and my brothers, just like Tim said, she was just our Paul. The one who dedicated the last third of her life to us, to be in Edmonton, who was there from the day we were all born, cooking and cleaning after us, nurturing and supporting our needs day in and day out until we left the nest. The fact that she was just Paul might have led us to take her for granted until we began to have our own families. We did not take the opportunity to understand and appreciate the phases of her life because we thought she would always be here. And now that she's gone, I reflect on who she was, why she was the way she was, and the impact of that on our lives. My grandma was a rare gem whose love knew no bounds. She put others before herself. From the simple act of saving treats or food for each of us to eat instead of eating it herself, to sacrificing her life for each of us, she showed her unwavering devotion to her family. She gave us a sense of belonging and security, and I spent my whole life being close to my grandma, literally spending every day with her. And I often wondered, how could it be that she would always, no matter the circumstance, stand as a pillar of strength, providing guidance and peace through all of our trials and tribulations? I think I know why now. My grandma embodied the teachings of Jesus in every aspect of her life. She embodied kindness, forgiveness, and empathy, and her heart was filled with compassion for anyone. And why? I've come to know because she held on to that living hope, the living hope of the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. Her living hope enabled her to live without despair, even though there were times of great trials in our lives. And while I painted a picture of near perfection, she had her flaws. She worried a lot. She worried about our well-beings, careers, finances, who our future spouses would be, etc., etc. But in spite of her worries, I have come to appreciate that one of her most beautiful aspects of life and character was her faith. She had an unshakable belief in the power of prayer, and she would often pray for each of one and every one of us. Her prayers were a testament to her love and concern for our well-being, and she carried our joys and sorrows to God, seeking guidance and blessings for each step of our journey. And perhaps the most precious part of her journey and legacy is her family, as we've talked about. Her love extended beyond just us. She cherished every single member of our extended family, nurturing connections and creating a bond that transcended generations. Her heart was her heart. Her family was her heart and soul. And she leaves behind a profound legacy of love, unity, and compassion that will continue to shape us for the years to come. Today, my brothers, parents, and children, As we bid farewell to this extraordinary woman, let us remember her not with sorrow, but with gratitude to God for giving her such a blessed life. Let us be a living reality to have the contentment, the poise, the humility, and the joy so that we can carry forward her legacy. Don't be afraid to embrace her faith. A faith rooted in the assurance of eternal life made possible because of Jesus Christ's death and resurrection. Let us live a completely transformed life on the basis of that living hope.